What is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Roshad, back again. Got another video for y'all. Yo, this freaking Eternals movie. I was actually a little hyped for this. I heard it had like some mixed reviews and all this stuff before I saw it. Of course, I was gonna see this anyway. It's a Marvel film, even if it's considered like an average. I think some people said that like an average Marvel film, as if that's like a criticism or something. And I'm like, that means that it's pretty much great. It's probably gonna be better than like most other movies. And in my opinion, it was. I do think it's better than most other movies. Like if you just go to the movie and see a random action movie, it's probably not gonna be as enjoyable as this. So I do think this is better than like your standard run-of-the-mill movies. So, you know, don't listen to all the other like crazy critics out there. But is it as good as like some of the like true bangers out there? Like some of the crazy good Marvel movies like Civil War and pretty much any of the Avengers movies? Like, no, right? But is it on the same level as maybe like Ant-Man and Wasp? Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, it's definitely better than Ant-Man and Wasp, because I didn't even like that movie. But anyway, so I'm gonna get into a couple things. So I'm gonna get to spoilers eventually, okay? But I'm just kind of start off with just the initial story. So the initial storyline was pretty good. You know, it's like they kind of explain some things about the Eternals, Deviants, and Celestials. There's like a lot of different Eternals in the movie. And like they, you know, they're like all good guys. One who's like Superman essentially, and you know, there's a bunch of other ones who have all these different unique powers. That's kind of one of the things about the movie that's neat, but it's also kind of a problem because if you don't like the characters, then that's kind of a problem for the movie. And I'm very much mixed on them. Like the characters from like the Avengers and like Guardians of the Galaxy, stuff like that, love them, right? Like I left the theater watching the Avengers. Like, okay, that was awesome. Guardians of the Galaxy built up all those characters and put them on a team in one movie. Awesome movie, right? But with this, they had all these characters, and maybe it's because of the nature of the characters. Like they're Eternals. Eternals are like almost like godlike in nature. Like for crying out loud, her name is freaking Eternal, right? But it's like it was hard to like connect with them or something. I don't know what it was. Like there's only one character, he can like control people with his mind. And he would like go like this, and like everybody suddenly just stop what they're doing, just like he could just control them outright. That was the only character that I really was kind of feeling like, okay, this character's tight. I just like something about his personality. He was like kind of cool dude, whereas everybody else, Angelina Jolie's character, I think her name was Thena. So not Athena, but Thena. That was a pretty cool character. I like that character. And they had like a main character, but this is one of the problems with this. I don't even remember the character's name. You can say that, you could chalk that up to my bad memory, but like some of the like most important characters, I can't even remember like their names. And you know, there's like one big celestial, but apparently there's like other celestials as well, but it's like a main celestial in this movie, and they like to talk about him more. You kind of like learn more about that celestial as the movie goes on. But one of my criticisms of it is you don't really learn enough. So they leave a lot up in the air, and a lot of stuff is kind of like left open for like sequels and all sorts of stuff. And to be honest with you, after seeing this, I'm not really super duper excited for any sequels. Like I'm kind of interested, like if a sequel came out tomorrow, would I watch it? Probably. So I don't feel like I didn't enjoy the movie. So that's definitely not the case. I did enjoy it, but I don't know, it had something that was definitely missing. Considering it had so many characters, I feel like it should have been better. And it was also like really freaking slow. Like the way they built up the story was good, but I feel like they could have mixed in more action scenes with it. You know, we're talking about these Marvel films, right? So that doesn't make a movie inherently bad. It's like, okay, it doesn't have any action, it's boring. It doesn't make the movie bad. But considering like the precedent that they've set, it's gonna be hard to break free from that precedent. If it's not like action packed, then you know, people are gonna lose interest and there literally was people in the theater asleep. I'm not shitting you. They were fucking asleep. Okay, so I don't know. There was kind of an issue. There was one cat next to me who I thought he left, and it's like literally the lights came on and he was asleep. He slept through like half the half the damn movie, including the end, and woke up as soon as they turned the lights on. So I guess he didn't enjoy the movie. But I don't know, man. Again, like, I don't think it was bad. Like, I heard like critics have been like really shitting on it, and I don't think it's like that freaking bad. I actually did enjoy it, but I definitely think that it probably wasn't really worth going in this direction to give them like an entire movie. I don't know. I just don't feel like they're interesting enough. So I want to see them like, I'd like to see them as a compliment to like the characters that we know, or whatever new characters they're gonna be building up, like with the Captain America and like the Winter Soldier, like the Bucky and the I forget what's his name, James Mackie, is that his name? Hell, I can't remember. The black dude who's Captain America now, Anthony Mackie. That's who it is. So I want to see like maybe like have the Eternals join them, maybe bring back Thor, because I'm pretty sure Thor, the guy Chris Hemsworth is still gonna be Thor, right? I think. So bring back some characters that we know, and then bring the Eternals in, like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, have them kind of all in the same universe. Don't do them by themselves, right? Because I just wasn't feeling that. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I want to do like two videos. I don't know if it's worth doing like two, like a spoiler and a non-spoiler review. I'll kind of just get some of the spoiler stuff out of the way in this video. So I'm kind of talking about spoilers now, just kind of going forward. So I'm about to do spoilers at this point forwards, right? So basically, you later on you find out that the Eternals are like artificially created, sort of deviants. So I mean, was the story like interesting? To me, yes, it was an interesting story. I kind of feel like something as powerful as the Celestial probably should have had a backup plan, because inevitably they went against the Celestial. They were like, well, we don't want to. The plan is basically kill all the humans. Okay, human energy, as humans evolve, their brain power creates a special type of energy. Intelligent life creates a Celestial. So it's almost like if you combine all human knowledge into like one being, then that would be the Celestial level of knowledge or some shit. But they also have incredible power, which kind of doesn't make any sense. I can see people taking points off for that, not making no damn sense. I don't know if that's the real story for how Celestials are made, or if they just made that shit up. I really don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. But anyway, that's how the story goes, and I feel like that's fine. That's kind of whatever. But the problem is the Celestial, the main one, I forget what it's called. Something starts with an A, right? So it's like it's like some mystical shit, right? So something starts with an A. That one has, it tells one of the Eternals, hey, you're just here so that you can build the humans up. They'll get so smart and have so high of a population that we'll have a new Celestial born that'll create new planets with new suns and new life and all this bullshit, right? So basically, wait a couple thousands of years, potentially millions of years, build up one planet civilization, destroy it, and then create new civilizations based off of that destruction. So a new Celestial is born, and then they create new civilizations that are even bigger, so even more civilization, right? So I don't know, of course that's just bass backwards, but that's what the freaking main Celestial nigga wants to do. So whatever, that's kind of cool and all, but it kind of seems a little short-sighted to tell the Eternals like, hey, this mission I sent you on, I didn't tell you the true purpose of it, right? Assuming that he created the Eternals, you would think that the Celestial would know, like, hey, I did give these motherfuckers like emotions. What happens if they turn against me? Like, if they been with humans so long, wouldn't they just turn against me? Like, the whole thought process doesn't make sense. I have to read the comments and see if it made more sense or if it made even less sense. I really don't know. You know, from what I've heard from people who are kind of into comics, they were saying that they don't really like this. The story of like the Eternals and stuff isn't really all of that interesting in terms of like having a movie surrounding it. And I would kind of be inclined to agree. This is definitely not one of the more interesting stories for Marvel movies and stuff. So, I think it's mainly because of the characters. I feel like the characters are kind of the problem. Like, you get away with some BS stories, but the characters, I just wasn't feeling them. It was had a little wokeness going on. It was like, you know, very diverse movie, I guess for the sake of diversity. But to be honest with you, yo, I'm pretty sure like there was one character that was like Indian. At least I hope he was Indian, so nobody thinks I'm like racist or some shit. But like that was my favorite character. It's like a character holding a camera. Like anything that be going on, and somebody be going through like some sad emotional outburst. And like since one of the Eternals was like into media, entertainment and stuff and making movies, he always had like a guy that was always following him with like a camera and shit to always record like every moment. Almost like it was like a reality TV show or something crazy. They had like a running gag where they would like destroy the guy's camera and then he would have another camera. So that was pretty funny. For stuff like little touches like that is why I think the movie was good. And it did turn up a lot near the end. Like the end part was pretty much by far to me the best part of the movie. It had like the most action and emotional scenes, great CGI at the end. I think that they really came through. Like everybody, all the Eternals were fighting. It was like crazy, right? And you know, well, I'm in spoiler section, so I even mention that now. Like they was trying to stop the Celestial from being born on Earth because that would have destroyed the Earth. There was like a big ass hand coming out of like the planet. They were like all fighting inside of the palm of this motherfucker's hand. It was like really crazy just to see the scale of it. And then like the way it ended, I will say it kind of had an unsatisfying ending because the Eternals essentially were put in a position, I guess, of being punished for saving the humans and not letting the Celestial be born. But you didn't really get to see what happens. I feel like they set it up too hard for a sequel. It should have been that they concluded the story, let us know what happens, and then we know more stuff's gonna happen, but I don't know, I feel like they didn't do that. Something about the way they did it just was executed poorly. I think that they should have probably let us know what the Celestial's plan was for those Eternals that betrayed him. And then, you know, give us some post-credit scenes or something showing a new direction that the story's gonna go in that we wouldn't expect. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, I just felt weird about it, but I did enjoy the movie. So, you know, I score based off of like what I think about the movie. I'll give it like about a 7. So it wasn't horrible. I know some people, it seems like everybody's either like, it was the greatest movie ever or it was trash, right? Like, I feel like I'm more fair where I think that they did a decent job with the story and they tried with the characters. I could tell there was some dramatic and heartfelt moments and stuff. You know, some big scenes, people crying and all this stuff. You know, it was good stuff. The acting was pretty decent. It wasn't like bad or anything, but it was just kind of weird the way that some of the characters, I didn't feel attached to the characters, right? And if I had to watch the movie again, I probably wouldn't really care to like watch it again anytime soon, especially over like any of the other movies. Like you're not watching Eternals over Iron Man 1 or 3 or Captain America, pretty much any of the Captain America movies, because I love all of them. Certainly not any of the Avengers movies. Like, it's nothing compared to any of those. The only part that's really that hype is the end. And a lot of people, if they're watching it, they're probably just gonna skip to the end, or a lot of people are gonna be looking up on YouTube the fight scene at the end of the movie. You know what I mean? So, and there's a lot of Eternals, but I haven't even talked about them all in detail because, well, for one thing, I really don't feel like making that long of a video, but I didn't care for most of them, like except for the dude with the eyes who can kind of control people. The Superman dude wasn't that cool. He was kind of lame. He was like boring. He actually did remind me like boring behind Clark Kent, except maybe even more boring. You know, he's like a straight shooter. His character's not good, man. I don't know. And the main character was boring as crap too. Like none of these characters have hardly any background to them. Like it's just a bunch of internals. They're kind of like in love. They're like a bunch of them are like in love with each other, and that's it. Like there's nothing. There's really nothing going on. There's not much in terms of personality. At least not to me. Some people may disagree. I actually feel like, in my opinion, I feel like more people are gonna give this movie a lower score than me. I would give it like a 7 because I do think it's decent. I do think it's a decent attempt, but I don't know. I just feel like it could have been executed better. I guess everybody was good in the role that they were in, like they did what they were supposed to do, and they played into, I guess, like who the actors were and stuff like that. Like all the, because you know, it's clearly meant to be some big diversity fanfare movie, and that was fine, I guess, but it did seem a little weird. I'm not even gonna lie. It is what it is. But anyway, y'all, 7 out of 10. So that's my score. Let me know what y'all thought. Did y'all think this movie was good? Did they butcher the story? Because I know I said I want to know more about the Eternals and the Celestials, Deviants, and all this stuff, but I don't know. By the time I finish filming this and trying to edit it, put it up, I might not go back and look. So I don't know. So look, y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. And also, one of my favorite scenes, this is actually probably the only moment I really feel like was freaking awesome, is where Angelina Jolie, as her character Athena, I thought she was dead, like super dead. When that freaking deviant got her, I was like, oh man, she's dead as hell, right? And then she took and removed the shit and sliced him up. I was like, yo, the damn thing is hit him with the freezer. Like, you remember when Freezer got cut by Trunks and the shit like went like this and shit? Like, yo, that caught me off guard. That was fire. So 7 out of 10. Still a 7. That's one of the reasons it gets a 7. It's because of moments like that. And the action scenes were good. CGI was good at the end. A little sus earlier on, but at the end especially it was good. So anyway, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed. If you did get a video, like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime I make new videos. And I make a lot of them. Didn't make that many this week, but a lot going on this week. Anyway, also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Roshad Lamar. So let me know what y'all thought about the movie, and I'll catch y'all next time.